Well, this month, we are celebrating Black History Month and honoring America's civil rights activists. Sabeel Marcellus sat down with Robert Brown, the man who Martin Luther King refers to as his secret weapon, and played a pivotal role in giving financial assistance to the civil rights movement. Let's watch.
You were Martin Luther King's secret weapon. You brought the funds so that they could have the civil rights movement.
I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. I pressured the companies a little bit. You know, if I told them I needed $10,000 or $25,000 or $50,000, you know, I got that money and I would do whatever I needed to do. I would take them with me to see what was going on so that they wouldn't be sitting in the boardroom or in the executive room talking about things they didn't know anything about. We grew up in a time of rigid segregation.
Sabeel, Robert Brown helped not only in the civil rights movement, but also in governmental PR crises, right?
Absolutely. Robert Brown, right now, he has a PR firm. It's called B&C Associates in North Carolina, and he currently advises Fortune 500 companies and governments trying to deal with crisis and their public image. But he grew up in the Jim Crow South in North Carolina at a time when he couldn't even drink from a water fountain that people who were white were drinking from. As a little boy, his grandma told him, "Don't do that." And he was like, "Why?" He's like, "Doesn't the water taste the same?" The grandma's like, "Yeah, but that's not the point. Just don't do it again."
Yeah.
And so he grew up in that segregation era and really built up his own business. He shined shoes for 15 cents to a quarter as a boy and was called the N-word and spat on by white customers. But he, on that same street, ended up building his own PR company.
Wow.
And in terms of his life story, I mean, he met with tremendous leaders. He worked with Martin Luther King. He was the guy, he was a secret weapon. Whenever Martin Luther King funds were running down for fighting civil rights and protests and the whole movement, he would actually come to Robert Brown and ask for money. And Robert Brown, who had relationships with many companies in corporate America, would then appeal to them and bring in the dollars, bring in the funds so that the civil rights movement could continue. I think many Americans don't realize how much corporate America had a role in funding the civil rights movement. Also, a lot of these companies, it's not that they were believed in segregation, it's just that the South was really holding on to that custom, and they were trying to figure out how to be able to appeal to both their white and black customers. So it was a challenging time, and Robert Brown really helped a lot of companies navigate that. Woolworth was one of those companies. It was one of his first clients, and they were the Walmart. We think of Walmart today. That's what Woolworth was at the time. So that was one of his biggest clients. But he also joined the Nixon administration, and he said that he was still a registered Democrat, but he had seen Martin Luther King, Bobby Kennedy, JFK get assassinated, and he thought, well, you know what, I think it's time for a change and a new opportunity. So once he had a chance to join the Nixon administration, he continued doing his work, helping with black unemployment, helping black-owned businesses get a chance to get federal help and all that.
What an awesome legacy, though, to be known as one of the greatest activists of all time, secret weapon, and also sticking with it over the course of your lifetime. It's awesome.
Exactly, and he actually visited Nelson Mandela in prison.
Yeah.
So he definitely met with some of our biggest figures of the 20th century.
Awesome. Thanks so much for highlighting that. We only got a couple days left in Black History Month. You saved the best for last on this one, on our show. Thank you so much for doing. Where did you go for that one again?
North Carolina.
Okay, so that's where it was. Travel out of it as well.